Welcome, lovely beings, to this special message for September 1st, 2016. Now, what is so special about September 1st, you may ask? There are many things that are special about this September 1st. That it is the annular solar eclipse, which is energetically going to be extremely high for all of us. It is the eclipse whereby the moon is too far away from the earth to completely cover the sun. This eclipse also is the harbinger of dramatic constellation changes and the opening of energetic portals for all of us as creation. Not just humanity, but all of creation put together. So angels have given this beautiful message to share with all of you today, and thus we would like to bring this message to you and to help you, assist you in this energetic phase so that you can move ahead, to move in the flow of the universal change that is going to take place, so that you are equipped with the divine force and not get broken, shaken or overwhelmed with these energies acting and doing their bit. Yes, there is an outrageous, surge of energies that are going to be moving, and many are going to feel uncomfortable if they have not been in the flow. Many are going to feel like taken aback or, oh my God, what is this kind of a feeling. And many are also going to move towards drowning in their old phase, old patterns, if they do not hold on to divinity. So let's see what the angels have to tell us. And to begin this message, they first gave this amazing insight into the year of the nine, which they had given early in the year, but I was not asked to put it out. And today possibly is the day when they wanted me to merge it with this special message and tell us what these oncoming energies are all about. So to begin with, that the year of the nine is a very special year. 2016 totals to the number 9, which is for the collective humanity a great year of push, new avenues, heightened consciousness, awareness, and the moving beyond the I, me and myself. 9 by itself energetically is a number of selfless service, where 1 is the number of self, the I, the looking after the I, and looking after the me and the myself. The 9 is the number to push the envelope and go beyond it, to go beyond what is in my paraphernalia, to go beyond everything that I just think of doing for my loved ones, my kin, my friends, my close circle. It is to go beyond, and that is beyond the limitations that we put on ourselves every day. It is to go beyond that conditional love of just loving and doing things for our close ones and move towards the unconditional phase of doing it for people and at places where we might not get anything back. So this year the angels say that it is a year that will push us away from this I, me, myself syndrome and take us towards spiritual growth, spiritual ascension, and also earthly success. People ask why earthly success and money is bad and money is greed. No, money is not evil. Money is not greed. When we say time is energy and time is money, that means money is also an energy. And time and money are the two most pivotal existential karmic exchanges of this planet. It is the misuse of time or the misuse of money that creates the havoc. It is the greed, it is the lust, it is the power that is creating the havoc. It is not by itself the money that is creating any havoc. So the angels tell us that it will be a beautiful year, and it has been a beautiful year for many on the spiritual and earthly pursuits put together. The angels say that this is a year of the amalgamation of the 3 worlds. Everything in this world, in this universe, is held together by this Holy Trinity, as we know. As, for example, Father, Son and the Holy Spirit, the animal, man and vegetation, the earth, air and water, the mental, subtle and the gross body states, and all of this put together comes in the power force of 9, which is 3 plus 3 plus 3. So it is the amalgamation of all the Trinity of the universe that has come together in this year of the 9, bringing us to this brim of this portal change and opening this constellation change, which is oncoming on 1st of September. And a very, very big message that they added on was that this will be the year of the surge of the rise of the divine feminine power. We have seen all along this whole year how the feminine power has increased multifold. How there have been women in every key positions taking place and taking control of things in a positive way. Not in control of power or greed, but in control of resurrecting things, reinventing things, reviving things. And that's what it will be from this year on. It will be the feminine power which will be at the rise to balance the universe, which had gone off balance due to the things that we have been doing as a human race, to the things that we have been doing to Mother Earth, to the things that we have been doing to the feminine species at large, and to the things that have taken us off the cliff with this balance between the masculine and feminine energies. The angels say that this year of selfless service and the rise of the feminine power will move us towards the larger good in life. It shall make many a people move towards service-related careers, social service, charity, humanitarian work, healing work, and the likes. This year will help many people to shine their brilliance in whatever we do and emerge as a torchbearer to the world in some way or the other. The angels say that whether it is small or big, the life purpose is there for all of us, and it is for us to live. Someone's purpose may be just to serve her family or his family in his 100% honesty and integral way of giving them the best that he can or she can. For some, it could be to be the most brilliant teacher and revive a certain education system. For some, it could be to do larger work in politics or any other key field where it could be a game changer. And for some, it could be a larger work for the country, for humanity, and for the universe. But come what may, we all have a purpose, and the angels want us to know that we do not need to define ourselves or feel small or big pertaining to the nature of our life purpose. The angels tell us that this year is for each one of us to stand up and take that one step towards our brilliance, to be there for each one of us in that inner shining brilliance that we can share with the world. That we can light that little matchstick, as a message a few days back that they had channeled and given, that we need to light that little matchstick because that matchstick is going to give us the vital steps that we need to take in that dark tunnel. So the angels tell us that this year and this oncoming change dramatically will push us, if it has not up till now in this 3/4 year already, take us towards going beyond our limitations. It will push us out of the comfort zone and tell us, do it, go there, no more standing by, no more being a bystander, no more having this muggish thing of, oh, it's not in my space, oh, it's happening somewhere in the world and it's all right, it's still not touched me. No, that will not do. We have to push it and we have to move ahead and we have to do what we have to do. If we are complacent, if we procrastinate, if inertia takes over and we encourage it, then we are really not going to be in the flow. Then we are going to be spiraling down in our old energetic phases of old patterns, of old thoughts, of old victimhood, old negativity, which is going to be like a wave surging all over us and drowning us in it. Then the angels tell us that people will be compelled through events, if at all they have not moved ahead, to go beyond those limited thinking patterns or of whining, complaining, and seeing the lower edge of things and people around them. If we've not been, concerned, or we've not been understanding the signs, or we've not been appreciating the good and the blessings around us, then we will be taken to a corner and made to see it like right into the face. We'll be made and compelled to look at it with a different perspective. And for some, that may be uncomfortable space because we will feel contrived, we'll feel suffocated, and we'll feel jammed in the throat and saying, oh my God, what is this? But we'll have to do it. We'll just have to do it, the angels say. This is also a time, the angels say, for many closures. Long pending issues of relationships, of friendships, of work, of not taking a call, on what you really have to do, not taking a call due to fears of changing your careers, moving to another country or space, not moving out of clinging or unhealthy relationships, all is going to see a closure. If not amicably, wisely, and in a matured way, then we will be pushed again into the corner to make that decision. So the angels guide us that we need to break free from things that have bound us or drained us for a very long time, be it health or relationships or our interactions or our very own patterns with dogmatic thinking that have bound us. The angels say that there will be a radical turnaround, and that shall happen with many a people, and the impossible will come true. People who thought that I will not be able to achieve this. People who thought, oh my God, I can never get out of this relationship or marriage. People who may have thought that, oh my God, I'll never be able to forgive this person for what they have done. All of this will have a radical turnaround if we make our 100% efforts to change it. There will also be doctors who would have given up on certain cases. There would be people who are seemingly going through ailments and sufferings who would have thought that, okay, this is unchangeable, this is inevitable, and given up on the time for the person or a loved one and said nothing can be done. But those things will see a turnaround. Those things will see a miraculous, radical change, and there would be something in the cosmos that will be brought to you. That will be brought to you in such a way that you are compelled to make that decision, whether it is moving towards complementary healing along with medication and the medical field work put together. It could be a complete change in the track of medical input or the way the medical treatment has been going on. Whatever may it be, there will be a radical change. There will be a complete shift or a U-turn for many people in the area of health. There will also be a certain closure for such seemingly ailment people, which may be sad for a lot of us because they are our loved ones, because they are people who we care for. But people who have been ailing in in an unhealthy way, whereby the soul time is up kind of a thing and we have to leave the world, but we are clinging on to some earthly attachments of resentments, unforgiveness, or anything that is binding us, or maybe overprotectiveness of a loved one or a child or a spouse that is not letting us go. Any such people who have been in long-standing state of comatose or in any kind of vegetative state and just not been moving ahead, where we know internally that yes, they are ready to go, but somewhere they are holding on, that will, I'm sorry, it's just little choking, because there are many people who we don't want to let go. We just don't want to let go because we, for our, sorry to say, selfish reasons, because we can't live without them, want to hold them back. We want to keep them back for ourselves, not realizing what the soul is going through, not realizing what the path or the journey of the soul is or will be or would it be, because we don't know anybody's story or journey. So at this stage, the angels guide us that we need to hold strong. We need to really, really be strong and hold on to God and trust His divine wisdom for those souls. We need to pray for their highest good, and we need to, really, really pray to God and the angels that may the right decision be made for their soul. May they have the courage to live up to what needs to be done. May they have the courage to stand up for their own journey and make the decision to move on from the earthly realms if they have to, for their highest best. And I know it is difficult. I've had this for my very, very loved ones. I've had this for both my parents. I've had this for a very close cousin. And I know how heavy it is to pray this. But I assure you that if we ask God to stand by, if we ask the angels to stand by, we'll be able to do it. And we'll be able to transcend this. And trust me, there are immense blessings in this. There are immense, immense blessings. I cannot tell you how much, of asking and praying for the highest best of a soul who's just lingering between the worlds. And when we do that, if at all they need the courage to come back to earthly realms, then they will. But if they have to move on, then they will have the courage to do that as well. The angels also ask us to pray for all those loved ones who may be surrounded by a loved one having such ailments or such a state, because they need that strength, that courage to live beyond them, to live and move on with their lives after that loved one leaves. And that strength and courage is truly required, because often we crumble when a loved one leaves us. So I'm sorry I'm keeping on harping, but there is so much of emphasis that has been, that I felt this surge of energy when it was being channeled, and that same energy is just like passing through me right now as I talk to you all. The angels also say that seemingly people who have been through a major downfall in finances or career state, where there have been people who for years or for months have not had jobs, people who have had financial crash downs or gone ground zero or been completely depleting in the seeming debts, the angels say that there will be a resurrection. New gateways shall be opening up, and where anything that has been dragged for far too long, that you've been enduring and yet staying strong and holding on to divinity, praying to the angels and God and the higher power, whoever you may be believing in, they shall open up the portals of abundance for you. They shall open up the opportunities for you come this September 1st, and for you to move towards those larger gateways of prosperity, of goodness, of health, and of everything that will bring in that universal love into your lives. The angels say that all pending affairs of, unforgiveness, misunderstandings, people where they have not been talking to each other for years, not seen each other for years, many such cases also will come out of nowhere. Things might just pop up. Somebody might just realize their mistake and call you. And somebody might just help you realize your own mistake, where you need to call up a loved one. You need to take that first step. Whichever the case may be, the angels ask you to do it. The angels ask you to, with full force and full faith, move forward so that you can bridge the gap between the loved one and yourself. That you can undo all these debris of resentments and unforgiveness that have been draining you and pulling you down, because this is the time. If you do not do it now, you shall spiral further into these energies of victimhood, sadness, grievances, and all of it put together, which is not going to do any good to you. The angels say that if there are any areas in your life that have been stagnating and you have not been looking into it, or you've not been in any kind of acceptance for it, for example, there is a certain relationship or a friendship or a matter of work which you're not in acceptance of, and you've just been pushing it, aside and not paying attention to it, but dragging on with it. It's like being comfortable but not happy. Then you will be again pushed into the corner to make a decision. Anything that's stagnating will be pushed out. It will be like flushed out with force if you don't look into it. There are many souls, the angels say, also, who have been in like a certain spiral in life. They have been in this to put it as a negative spiral or a lower energy spiral, like, being in this victimhood. This happens to me all the time. People do this to me all the time. I've never had great relationships. I always get men or women of this kind. I never get good jobs. I'm not getting the job of my heart's desire or anything. If you have been with, especially in last year in 2015, many people were, the number 8. The 8 is the number of infinity, the number which keeps us in a certain spiral, the spiral that we remain in by constantly reliving and reaffirming the recurring events that are happening in our life. The angels tell us, if there has been any spiral like that which has been there in your life, the number 9, which only is a circle on top, is the definition and the connotation for representing that we all have to move up to the higher circle. The 2 circles of the 8 which are there represent the spiritual circle and the earthly circle. whereby it was the year for balancing our spiritual and earthly pursuits. And now it is to move away from operating from our limited thinking, from our gross body thinking, and moving up to the higher realm of 9, the higher circle, the spiritual circle. And being in that spiral of 9, the angels ask us to do away with everything that is detrimental, to move away from all that is draining or pulling us down in any way, in any aspect or area of our lives. The angels also tell us that there will be many prodigies who have been in the closet or hiding. So if you've had a talent but you've been feared to let it out into the world, if you have been talented and pursuing something, then all such people will have a ground, a platform. Great opportunities, collaborations and associations are going to be coming up for these people to help them move their talent into the world, to help their talent become their very life purpose for which they have chosen it to be there in this incarnation. The angels tell us that there will be great innovations, lovely books, movies and reforms that are going to take place. Pending government bills, pending things that have not been good for humanity at large, for society at large, the governments of the world will be compelled to take action towards them. The government of the worlds will be compelled to listen to the common man. And the surge and the power of the common man is going to rise. Governance has to take over the government part of it in many areas of the world. And the angels tell us that we all are individual part of it. It is not someone up there in authority or in that big seat, in that hot seat who has to do things. It is we at our individual level. It is our individual social responsibility to get out there and take that one step. It is for us to be that change that we want to see around in the world. It is not for us to see, oh my God, what can I do? I'm a simple person, I'm a common man, I can't do nothing. No, it is I, you and we who have to do it. If every scientist, if every reformist, if every leader in the world had to say, oh, let me wait for somebody else to do it, why should I do it? I'm a common man. Where would you and me be? We would still be in the caves for all you know, right? It is that one person, it is that one voice, it is that one step, it is that one drop that makes the ocean, the universe, and the milestones of our life. So the angels tell us not to undermine the power of the common man, not to undermine the power of that individual status that we hold in our incarnation, and to take that step, to voice things that we have to voice where we are wanting to put out our beliefs in a good way, not just be stubborn and spread messages of hate and judgments and opining about everything that's happening in the world. No, they want us to be compassionate, to look at everything with the eyes of God and divinity, because everything has a story, everything has a journey. Everyone who is seemingly doing bad in the world also has a story. We do not know about it. And the angels ask us to refrain from judging, condemning souls or bringing them down or cursing people who are doing the bad seemingly in the world. It is very, very important because it is our collective consciousness that is causing more and more these events to be at a surge. And this energetic portal that's opening up is going to open up manifestations at a very high speed. So everything that we think, speak and do is going to be zapped into that portal and going to make us see instantaneous manifestations, whether good or bad. So we have to be careful of what we choose to think, speak or do. The angels also tell us that there are great things in store for people born with a pure 9 number, people born in September, people born on the 9th of September, or people born on any date in September. This is going to be very, very crucial, especially for people who are a pure 9. A pure 9 is just the 9th number, as a 9 number in this year and the oncoming energies. 9 could be, number like 27 in its space, like 2 and 7, 9 and such. So any kind of pure number combination of 9 is going to be very, very powerful. There are many of us who are going to be seeing these signs of 999, 9 or 99 or 27 or 54, or any combination of pure 9 being very, very strong or brought to us as number signs from the angels. And they want us to pay attention, because somewhere we are overlooking a part which we have to set out into the world. There is something that needs correction in our lives. There is something that needs to be revived and reinvented for us to operate out of our inner light. People use this word light workers for us healers or healing mediums and instruments of the divine world. But light workers is not just a designation or a label for us. We all are light workers, because we have to operate out of our inner light. We all are light beings. And when we operate out of that inner light, then we become a light worker for the world. We become the light worker of the divine force. We become the light worker of God. So we are urged and really, really, really cajoled by the angels to push us to work out of our inner light, to push us to perform out of this inner radiance, so that we may shine this radiance into the world, so that we may become this all-powerful, truly the spirit being that we are. That we stop identifying ourselves with our ailments, with our financial conditions or status, or with our bodies, or with our mindsets, or with our clothes, or with the way we speak, perform, or do things. That we only and only identify ourselves with the inner light. If there is any person or people who are judging and opinionated, they will be really, really brought down to books. They will be really taught life lessons in this energetic time, that we need to come down to humility. We need to come down to the floor, to kneel down and to be in that humble space where our heart is held high and the head is held down in humility to God, to the universe. The angels tell us that if people have been practicing any kind of negative energy work against people, be it envy, be it jealousy, being sabotaging or bringing people down, or trying to bring people down and go up the ladder, whether in life or with relationships or anything, then those people will have to learn many harsh lessons. Not harsh lessons, but maybe they will do acts which will bring them the karma or the circle of life that will teach them the harsh way. And the angels are guiding such people to pull up the socks. They are guiding them that you are yet not being judged by God, and you are yet loved equally as everyone else. So take a stock and take an inventory of things if you've been doing wrong in any way. If you've been persistently lying because of fears or just out of greed and the lust of power or anything else, then step back, retreat, and change your ways. Divinity is there with you. Divinity is there with all of us when we want to transform, heal, or change our all wrong or seemingly bad ways. There is nothing good or bad. As beautifully said in one of the quotes, words to effect of Meher Baba, that there is nothing good or bad. The bad is the least intensity of good, and that's what it is. We all are created in that same pristine power, in that same pristine radiance of God. And we all have this God within us. We just have to live Him in our everyday life. The angels also warn us of another thing that is going to transpire on the 3rd of September, just following this constellation and this energetic portal opening, which is the cycle of the Neptune. The planet Neptune is like this planet of illusion, the planet which veils us, the planet which helps people who are in the seeming victimhood or illusions to stay in it. It kind of takes us or detours us, takes us away, and detours us from seeing the truth, of kind of accepting the truth or seeing it head on. And the angels say that even though with this opposition of the Neptune planet, the constellation and the portals that are opening are going to help us break free from these illusions. All the veils are going to be cut, and we are going to be helped to march ahead, to surge ahead with all the power, with all the light within us, and to perform our best and work out of that inner awesomeness in everything that we do. There are going to be many people who are going to kind of, go through a surge of burst out of emotions, old emotions coming out, old things surfacing as if you are, kind of digging the earth 50,000 feet under the ground. Old things, old muck is going to rise. But they want you not to fear. They want you to pray and be positive, affirmative about the good in your life. All this has to come out. You've been pushing under the carpet for far too long. And everything that has been under the carpet, be it scams, be it emotions, be it lies, be it masked way of behavior, be it camouflaging, be it scandals, be it everything, the carpet is going to be pulled off. It is going to break free from all of this. We are going to have to face that muck that we've created, and thereby having the power to cleanse it as well. It is like spring cleaning a home. We do it with the vacuum cleaner and go vroom, and the vacuum cleaner cleans it and say, wow, how shining and sparkling everything is looking, and this is so good, my house is looking so clean and great. And then we open the vacuum cleaner and say, oh my God, where does all this rubbish come from? But yes, you'll have to face that rubbish while you're cleaning. Yeah, you have to open up the vacuum cleaner, you have to dust it off, you have to empty it out into the trash bin for complete forever deletion. That's exactly what we need to do. This muck and everything that we have been pushing out into, the underground parts of our lives has to come out. It has to leave us, and don't stop it. Do not be overwhelmed by this coming up of all this surge of activities that happen. There could be certain seeming ailments that you would have manifested, aches, pains, loose motions, diarrhea, and all such superficial way of releases that might happen with many people if they are, not being in the flow somewhere in some area of their life, and the universe wants to bring them back into the flow. So all those people also will be compelled to look into all of this, but you will be held, loved and protected during that time. So be in prayers, stay tuned with the universe so that the angels can assist you, can help you, and this divine task force will continuously surround you all through the process if you only allow them to. The angels say that this is also a very, very high spiritual ascension time for sensitive people, for psychics, for new age mystical ones, for, people who have been doing any kind of inner work for themselves or for the people around them or for world at large. It is going to be a special time. Look into your life and spend more time with your own energy, with your own soul. Spend more time on your own soul cleansing, locking, working on it, emptying it, and how much ever you can shed, release and let go is faster that you will help your soul to ascend towards the light, towards that God who is within and beyond. The angels guide us that the psychic people or the sensitive people or the sensitized people who are working with the energy space in any way will also be sensitized to the kind of clutter they have in their lives. So if you have clutter in your house or you have clutter with people in your life, unnecessarily you are kind of dragging things in your life, or just for the polite conversation bits, having people surrounding you, then all these meaningless things will be taken away. They will be phased out very lovingly, very amicably if you allow it to. If you resist, the resistance will create more power, and that more power will create more blockages and barriers for us to move forward. The angels guide us that it is also a time to put all our creative visualization into great manifestations. Create vision boards, create goal settings, create everything that you truly desired to do right from the bottom of your heart, and you will see the manifestations or the opportunities and gateways and meeting the right people at the right time, and all of it opening up at real fast speed. The angels tell us that there will also be a certain amount of separation and moving away in relationships. As we said earlier, that any kind of stagnating relationships that you have been in, then those will be taken away. Those will be closed. Both the parties, or at least one of the party, will have the power to stand up and call for a closure. And if you pray and be in love and forgiveness for all the events that could have possibly transpired for it to reach that point, then you shall close it amicably. You shall be able to close your karmic chapters with love and forgiveness if you truly stand by this guidance and adherence of it, so that you do not have any kind of resentment, hatred, hurt, guilt, blame, regrets of any kind pertaining to these relationships that see a closure. The angels also tell us that many people who are absorbed in any kind of scientific or spiritual pursuit may kind of have this illusionary, again Neptune being the illusionary one, have illusionary problems or obstacles seemingly that are coming in front of them. But the angels don't want you to get deterred. They don't want you to fret and feel, oh my God, what is this happening? They just want you to stand strong on your belief. Keep working on what you are inventing or creating, and your perseverance, your endurance towards that thing, your passion towards that thing will see the manifestation soon enough in life. The angels tell us that there are many people who will be crossing over professions. You may be in a certain, line, career, profession for a very long period of time, but now you will be pushed out to push that envelope and go into the unknown waters, to kind of, go into a space where you've never known or belonged, and you've been fearing it. You have been scared that, oh my God, how will I handle that? Oh, how can this bring me money? Or it could be any kind. It could be even people who have to move into the energy work and healing mediumship, kind of space, whereby they fear that, oh, God's work is for free and I can't earn money out of God's work, and all of that nonsense and dogmatic thinking that we are born and brought up with. But no, there is nothing which is not God's work. Doctors' work, engineers' work, carpenters' work, nurses' work, politicians' work, everything, teachers' work, everything is God's work. Only thing that is not God's work is cheating people, oppressing people, lies, not doing something that is integral. That is not God's work. And the angels want us to move away from all such limited thinking, because this limited thinking is stopping many a people who are scared of resources, who are scared of paying their bills and not getting into the space of utilizing their life purpose and their inner radiance, because they fear that they do not know how to pay the bills and earn money out of such living out of their light. But rest assured, the angels say, God is with you, divinity is with you. Take that step forward and you will make it. You will make it for sure. Now, something very, very drastic and supposedly outrageous for many a people is this aspect of the surge of the feminine power. Many people have been seeing this as a challenge or as this, kind of, oh my God, what will happen when females come into power? No, there's nothing of that sort. The surge of the feminine power or the rise of the feminine power is actually to balance the Shiv or the Shakti, the yin and the yang. It is to balance this. It is to balance the giving and the receiving of the planet. We have completely tossed over and gone off the balance since lifetimes. And now this energetic portal moving us into the humanity, moving us into this golden phase, which we are all already in the, the outskirts or the nascent stages as we are in right now in this time and cycle. It is moving us towards being hardcore in the flow. It is not to take over or be the one-upmanship from the male species or anything of that sort. No, it is not. It is only to walk hand in hand, because we are one. We all are interconnected. We all are operating out of our collective consciousness, consciously or unconsciously. And now divinity wants us to do this consciously. Unconsciously, we've been creating a lot of thrash collectively, and creating a whole lot of turmoil and chaos and the global warming and all of this muck that we are seeing rising up from Mother Earth. This is all that we have creatively collected across lifetimes. We all are somewhere to be blamed, at the same time not to be blamed, but knowing that we have the power to clean it as well. That if I create the mess, I have the power to clean it. If I blame that the mess is created by somebody else, then the power is not in my hands. Then I have to wait for that somebody to clean it as well. But when I operate out of my inner radiance, my inner power, then I know that even if I have been responsible for creating any seeming mess, I have the inner power to vacuum clean it as well. I have the power to reinvent, revive, and resurrect all that I want in my life, so that I move towards this complete transformation. There are going to be great power, placements in Earth's earthly kind of energetic sphere on this balancing of the Shiv and the Shakti and the Yin and the Yang. And there is also going to be game changers. There is going to be these key positions that will be kind of, taken up by the feminine power. Key positions in all areas of life, be it media, films, television, politics, sports, everywhere. We already have seen it with this year, and we'll just see it more and more. Be it spiritual or be it anything, whereby it was operating out of any kind of oppression or suppression. Again, the imbalance of striking the compatible working and amalgamation of both these energies, that will be brought to books. That will be balanced out. Everything that is not seemingly good or the least intensity of good will be compelled to transform to the other polarity that is good. And with this, we close this message only to know that nothing is good or bad besides in our minds, besides what we manifest. Everything that exists is in that pure and pristine form and likeness of that one God. It is we who have created through our collective work and consciousness of something to reach that least intensity of good polarity. And only we, individually and collectively, can bring it back to that good polarity. And all that we seemingly say is negative is actually operating out of that polarity of the fear-based energies. And everything that we call positive is operating out of the love-based polarity. The love of unconditional energy of God, the angels, the universe, and all of divinity. So move ahead, keep repeating and replaying this guidance again and again. There is something that will resonate with each one of you for sure, because this message is for all of us. There are many things that resonate with me. There are many things that resonate with many people who I have been guided to share it with in these last few days. And it is amazing how, angels bring everything together. And while I was contemplating to put this message out, my loving kindred soul back in Singapore, Paul Zaman, had to message me about just out of the blue and ask me, you have a message for September 1st, are you going to put it out there? And I was like amazed. I was truly amazed, because I had not spoken about this to, besides these few people, and definitely not someone he knew. So I saw that as a very, very important sign that yes, this has to go out, and not in a matter of writing this long message. Yes, I have written down and typed down the channeled message, but not just putting it out there in the writing, but to let it flow of what they want to speak in, forget the English, the grammar, the whatever. It is just to let it flow. It is just to let it out there, besides what is channeled, to let it come in its pure and pristine form, right to you, right there, into your hands, into your living rooms, into your laptops, into your mobile phones, wherever you may see this. Please share it, please see it. It's very, very important for people to know, so that they do not get shaken, deterred, detoured, or get overwhelmed with these energies. And that we can truly hold on to the divine forces, hold on to God and the universal goodness that He brings us in our everyday life. To appreciate, to bring a smile onto faces that we can. To appreciate everything that surrounds us. And to just simply, every day, give gratitude for the countless blessings that are enveloping us. So with this, I leave you with blessed energies of the universe, and in love and protection of God, the angels, and all of divinity. I thank God, the angels, and the universe for this beautiful message. And thank you to all of you for seeing, adhering to the guidance, and sharing it with one and all your loved ones, and everybody that you can reach this light out to. Thank you very much. Stay blessed, loved, and protected in love and light, and super duper Godspeed.